And welcome everybody to the third episode, episode number 3 of United TV. I'm back again, your host Stephen, to talk more about Montreal United and their most recent game, of course, of which they lost in this a very narrow scoreline of 2-1. This game is full of controversy, full of drama, full of very, very eye-catching and noteworthy moments. So there'll be plenty of things to pack in and get straight into this episode. Please do me the lovely favor, the small, kind, quick gesture of leaving a thumbs up on this video and also subscribing to the Montreal United YouTube channel to catch all the other Montreal United TV episodes. Plenty more content coming in the following weeks as we wrap up towards the final stages of this season. Overall, this was just another, a game, but felt really, really intense, and because there's so much on the line, and it was really basically a must-win game given the circumstances of Montreal United being, at the bottom of the table and trying to fight for a playoff position in going into the latter stages of the season. So this game had very much riding on it. And Montreal United obviously will do whatever they can in the following matches to get the results they need. But this game, again, was not short of any controversy, and we'll see what happens, in the following days following all the, just say the lack of gamesmanship or sportsmanship that was shown from the opposition. And these things can happen in football. People will kind of cut corners and do whatever they can to get the result of their own, even if it's not by the most professional or legitimate means. Unfortunately, Montreal United were a team that had gotten on the short end of the stick from that, and as a result had to come away with the result that they weren't very happy with, and I'm not happy with. Nobody's happy with either. Of course, as always, we'll also get the thoughts of a couple Montreal United players, and of course, Coach Stéphane Sanon as well. So we'll have all of those things put into this episode as always, and of course, the main reason why you showed up again today. The highlights. Of course, there's many highlights this game had, actually. Quite a few opportunities for both teams. But of course, if you're here to see Montreal United, there were also many opportunities for them in this game as well. Yet another game where, you could just feel the suspense, even watching it from home, as I was seeing, the footage of the game. You could just feel the intensity, feel the energy, the angst, in the what's it called? I don't know what the word is, but essentially you could feel the intensity of the match even without being there. And I felt like that's very indicative of how serious Montreal United take their games, particularly this one. And as we reach the last 3 games of the season, the level of purpose and dedication and focus on every action that they make, both on and off the field, whether that's in practice, whether that's in the game, will be much more intentional and much more deliberate when they're playing. And I think we're going to see that more and more and more and more in their fixtures. And hopefully Montreal United can finish off the season strongly and, look back on this season with some air of positivity and an air of belief to go on and really, like I said in previous episodes, really take these games and, push on and improve in future seasons. Of course, Coach Stéphane Sanon, or Coach Sanon as well, made some very, very good changes tactically. In my opinion, I thought the game, we had a lot more possession in this match, and we were much more in control of the overall outcome of the play. And I felt like that really played into Montreal United's favor. It gave us, I guess we could say us as a whole, a lot of opportunities to be in possession more and to create more chances, and even simply to be a bit more brave. And I think when you realize that the stakes of the game get higher, your level of bravery also has to increase at the same level as well. You can't have it be one moment you're brave, next moment you're not. It has to be consistent, where no matter what, time of the game it is, you're going to make a riskier decision because, that might lead to you scoring a goal or winning the game, which could change everything. And in football, you have to make those decisions to say, am I going to take that risk now and, maybe put my team underneath a bit of pressure, but if it comes off, then it's going to look really, really good. And all of a sudden, we're winning the game. So I think these things are going to be more and more apparent as the games go on towards the end of the season. And yet, this game is just another small little fraction of what we're going to continue to see, I think, going forward in all the Montreal United's games. So definitely a very, very, very interesting game, and a lot to unpack. So without any further introduction, let's get straight into the highlights of this episode. very, very close attempt. The only thing that was missing was the final touch, but to get around the goalkeeper and to create the opportunity in the first place was absolutely brilliant. And it was the kind of skill and composure that would be needed and will be needed in the final two matches of the season. And a way for Montreal United to exploit this would be to find, their attacking players in these positions more frequently, because the more chances you create, the more goals you're going to score. I always give these cliches every video, I feel, and I mean it's on purpose because it's what I think is the simplest way to put what I'm trying to say. But regardless, a good opportunity there for Montreal United to put themselves level in the match, and definitely one that they'll look back with hopefully, and with the aim of looking to score those opportunities, and the game would have been even. We did concede a goal through a mistake of our own in our own half, where we gave the ball away in our defensive third and allowed the opposition to score from a very far distance. And credit to them, it's a fairly decent finish. But it's a mistake that definitely will be looked to be nipped in the bud going forward, so that these goals aren't conceded in such fashion. Here's the highlight of the goal that the opposition scored in this game. It was a lapse in concentration that led to this goal being conceded. And in going forward, Montreal United will look to kind of nip these mistakes in the bud in order to prevent these careless opportunities, you could say, for lack of better words. Although, like I said, it could happen to anybody on the field. But yeah, you want to prevent these situations from happening so you can retain possession. So one can retain possession better, so they have less opportunity to give the ball away in these dangerous positions and concede as they did for the first goal. Now, with that said, Montreal United actually responded quite well in this match, as they typically do, as they have a never say die attitude, which I've said many times before, and it was quite apparent again in the late stages of the first half and even in the second half as well. Here's another highlight again to display what I mean when I say that another good play and good build-up and brilliance to nearly have a great goal for Montreal United. Really, really good attempt there. Again, very good idea and intention behind the action and the shot here from Montreal United. It's a sign of things to come, I would definitely say. And we keep up these opportunities as they've been doing in games. Like Montreal United have definitely become much more consistent in creating more lethal, game-changing moments in trying to score goals and trying to create opportunities. This situation, this highlight that you guys just watched, is no different. Montreal United did finally get their goal, scoring from the penalty spot after a long period of wait and having to tend to our goalkeeper before we could take the penalty. But great composure and great coolness and calmness in front of the goalkeeper to coolly slot it past him to make it 1-1 in the game. And here is the highlight of the goal that made it 1-1 in the game, thanks to a penalty given to Montreal United. And to set up a very, very grandstand finish, where obviously both teams are looking to get a final winner and to put the nail in the coffin to take home all 3 points. And I'll show you guys the next highlight of what happens in the game. Obviously, the keeper being gone and having to be taken off the field, a player had to go in his place, and that is what basically led to the second goal and the final goal of the game that was scored from the opposition to make them win the game. So here's the highlight of the goal that led to this moment. Both for Mario, and I'm happy that he's recovering and rehabilitating well. But unfortunate to concede a goal in this fashion, in this manner, in a game that means so much and had so much riding on it. You'd never want to lose the game in the fashion that we did in the match, losing our goalkeeper and then forced to play a player who normally is an outfield player in goal. And of course, you'll concede goals like this. And if you haven't played goalkeeper before, I assume this player probably hasn't. And even if you're asking me, someone who's played keeper sparingly in my own little career, it's not something that you can just jump into the goal and become like prime Gianluigi Buffon or prime David De Gea or Casillas. It doesn't work like that. Things are peta check. It takes more time to really adjust to that position. And obviously, the opposition found a weakness with being able to put the ball on net, and they were able to score. And that is exactly what happened. English. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will wrap up episode number 3 of United TV. Join me again next week to cover the next match in Montreal United season. And as always, c'est tout pour moi aujourd'hui. Et comme toujours, nous sommes tous